Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for being here, Vern and Anne from San Francisco. And for our regular church members, thank you very much for your presence here today. And a happy Father's Day to all wonderful fathers and father figures. Recently on the radio, I heard about a person talking about Father's Day, and he realized that Father's Day, of the many holidays we have in a year, is ranked number 12. It's kind of at the bottom of the holidays that are celebrated happily amongst people. But Mother's Day is the second, it's the second after Christmas. Christmas is the number one celebrated holiday in America. Mother's Day is number 2. Father's Day is all the way at the bottom almost, number 12. And it's like, wow. and it's true, like if you go to like Walmart or like Long's, Mother's Day card section is super long, almost like 2 sections. But like when it comes to Father's Day, it's like one small section, and it's harder to find a card than it is Mother's Day. And maybe it's a sad reality for some. Fathers may not have been present. They may have been too strict. Fathers may have ran off. So a lot of times, you don't have really good memories of dad, or you don't even know how dad looks like. But I pray that people can really take on that role, that special role of being a father in the way that Kami-sama would more appreciate and be happy about it. So once again, to all the faithful and good fathers out there, happy Father's Day. And for the fathers who may need a little bit more guidance, I pray for all of you and to become the Father's Day worthy of celebration, to rank at least number 2 alongside Mother's Day. So thank you very much. Anyways, lately everything has been so much AI, artificial intelligence. And it's so hard to believe, especially what is real. Like sometimes we see like reels on Instagram and Facebook, and even my mom says, "Look, Edna, look at this is so interesting. Look at this." And I was like, "Oh, wow, that's AI." And sometimes I even be like, "Look at this. This is so interesting. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it." And he's like, "Edna, you know that's AI." I was like, "Oh, it's so hard to like you determine which is real and what is fake." I was like, "Oh, so many things are fake these days, and what to believe, right?" But there's a new term that I recently came across for AI, and not as artificial intelligence, but as authentic identity. And I like that, authentic identity. How authentic, how real are we in our lives, in our belief in Kami-sama? And more, I believe that Kami-sama wants the authenticity of each and every one of us, or your true heart. Because the world is becoming so fake, it's kind of sickening. But maybe it'll open a door for people to have true trust in something else, and that may be Kami-sama. Okay. In changing the subject, me and Clayton, we recently went to Japan and came back for our annual summer visit to the motherland. Japan for us is like Las Vegas. We love it so much that we have to at least go once a year. And this time we went to some places that we haven't gone yet before. And these days, really, I believe that airplanes flying us from destination to destination is such a miracle. Before, it's like, oh, regular, oh yeah, go on the airplane, land at our destination, arrive safely, and that's all like regular, it's normal, it's supposed to. And if it's not on time, it's like, oh, why is it on time? We complain. But these days, I was like, if it's delayed, it's kind of annoying. But then I think, oh, I'm glad it wasn't an accident. It could have been worse. It always could have been worse. So before I go on the airplane, like right before the entrance, I touch the side of the airplane and I say, "Yoroshiku onegaishimasu." I put my hands, my life in your care. As if it was like a living thing. And maybe I see Clayton does that too, so maybe he had the same thoughts. And I do like a quick prayer that the pilots, the flight crew, and all the passengers will be safe on that airplane ride. Because if you can imagine, if one person falls critically ill on that airplane, if one person is very disruptive and doesn't follow the flight attendant, it has to turn around and you can't reach your destination the way you plan. So every time, like at the halfway point of the airplane's flight, I was like, okay, good, at least we reached the halfway point and nothing happened. If from here on, if something crazy happens, then we can at least go more towards the closer country, which is Japan. So I was like, oh. And then when it lands safely, I'm so glad. Before, I didn't care. I was like, we landed safely, good. We're supposed to land safely. But now I was like, oh, I'm so glad, thank you. Konko, so thank you. I land safely. So I think the older I get, the more I think about so many things. And I think about like the hundreds, perhaps the thousands of people responsible to make our flight safe and comfortable. Like I even watch YouTubes of how airports run, and from the air traffic controllers to the people who did the meal preps, to the people who are in charge of the baggage and ticketing and security and DSA and so many people. Most of them we haven't even met are responsible for our safe flight to destination. So anyways, on our return trip from Japan at exactly 7:48 around, everyone's cell phone was going off like crazy, and then it was like earthquake, pending earthquake, and I was like, what? And then a few seconds later, the whole airport was like shaking. I was like, oh no, it's really shaking. And it was the Ibaraki Prefecture earthquake. Thankfully, it wasn't too strong. It was like a 5.5, but I definitely felt it shake. And we were already boarding the airplane, so I was praying that our flight wasn't going to be delayed or canceled, and thankfully it wasn't. But Anthony truly felt grateful for that. And that's when it really makes sense when the fourth Konko-sama, the Reverend Kagami Taro Konko, whenever he sees an airplane flying overhead, whenever he sees an ambulance crossing, whenever he hears like a baby crying, he prays for them. He prays for their safety, he prays for their comfort, and it makes even more sense at this age. So that's what I realized this time. But rewind a little bit. This trip was especially memorable because we had visited the Nagoya prefecture for the first time. And if you ask any Japanese, they'll say, oh, there's nothing to do in Nagoya. It's boring. And I think that's their way of keeping us foreigners out, because there's a lot of wonderful things to do in Nagoya, and we want to go back there again. Especially our highlight was in Nagoya, the Toyota Museum and the Toyota Commemorative Museum. If you ever get a chance to go there, oh, it's so amazing that all these cars, the museum displayed transportation from the days of horse-drawn carriages to the modern Toyota Mirai electric, the fully electric car. They didn't only have Toyotas, they had like Fords too, like the original like Ford Model Ts, Model As. And the person I do house cleaning once a week, her dad drove a Model A, but they had the actual Model A in the museum, and I didn't realize how big that thing was. And so when I came back and I told her about it, she said, yeah, that carried all 9 of us on board. I was like, oh, that's like a bus then, yeah? And she said, yeah, it was like a bus. So most of us know that Toyota is one of the most reliable car brands in the world now. It's amazing. But Toyota, did you know it didn't begin as a car company? I did not know that. You know what it began as? A textile company. Textile. And their current motto is, start your impossible. That's their motto. Start your impossible. I like that phrase. Start your impossible. It's not finish your impossible. It's not achieve your impossible. To start it. Take the first step. So the museum explained that after the Great Kanto earthquake in 1923, the railways were all heavily damaged, and it became very clear how important automobiles were. Because before, only people who were the bougie people, the rich people, could afford cars, and it was a symbol of luxury. But after like big earthquakes and stuff like that, they realized that it's not a luxury item, it's a necessity, and this is going to help transport injured people, emergency items, and things like that. So at that time, Japan didn't have its own auto industry, and that's when the founder, or like the second founder of Toyota, was like, okay, we can't just stick to textiles. Let's make cars. So Toyota and Nissan, they teamed up to make the first auto industry in Japan, domestically produced. It was so amazing. But after that Kanto earthquake, at one point in time, they were importing so many American cars that 90% of the cars in Japan were made in America. So imagine telling people in Japan back then that someday Japan will become the world's #1 trusted car company. Back then people would be like, no, of course not, that's never going to happen. America, Europe is going to be the #1. But they dreamed the impossible, they started thinking about the impossible, and it became a reality. So people, they dreamed, they struggled, they failed, and they tried again, right? They got knocked down, they tried again. Kept getting knocked down and tried again. And because they did, we benefit from their efforts today. We are the ones that benefit from their struggle. So we are very fortunate, we're very lucky. Learning that history was so inspiring, and it's so interesting to know that Toyota, they also reverse engineered like the Ford. They took it apart and they created their own special models of cars. So I thought that was really clever. And now the US and Europe's auto industry came to be, will now probably be another inspiration by learning its humble beginnings. So I only know the beginnings of the Japan car industry, but to learn about America or the European car industry's beginnings, that's going to be another inspiration for me, I bet. So something more to learn, yeah. So when I got back home and I drove my car felt different. The car, any car that I drove back, when I came back home after the trip, felt different. It felt like, it just no longer felt like a car. It felt like a spirit that I was driving. I saw generations of ideas and innovations, generations of sacrifices after coming back from the trip. Countless people dedicating their lives to making transportation safer and better and better every year. And I just felt more grateful for driving the car. And if you think about it, the same is true for our lives too, right? Nothing that we enjoy today suddenly appeared out of the blue. And the conveniences we enjoy today were born from somebody else's struggle yesterday. And that is exactly what Mitama Appreciation teaches us. We often think we are independent, but independence may be one of the greatest illusions that human beings ever created. Independence. The truth is that you did not get here by yourself. No one did. Somebody took care of us. We are alive because countless people contributed to our existence. And that realization became even more real to me during this trip. Because while I was in Nagoya, I visited my mom's cousin for the first time. He lives in Nagoya. Even my mom hasn't been to Nagoya to visit her cousin. And the reason why I wanted to visit him was because he knows where my great-grandmother's grave was in Nagoya. It was in Toyohashi. And that was the first time I went there too. So about a year and a half ago was when I began to ask Uncle, my mom's brother, to send me pictures of great-grandma, great-grandpa, so I could put it in our digital picture frame for when we have our memorial services. And then I was like, you know what? I want to visit their grave. Because I've been visiting my dad's side grandparents, great-grandparents, but not my mother's side. And I really want to thank my mother's side grandma, great-grandma, because she was the nurse. She was the original nurse during the war, and she helped the injured soldiers. And so she told her daughter, ooh, nursing is a noble profession. You should become a nurse. And then she told her daughter, hey, nursing is a noble profession, become a nurse. And then she told me that, hey, nursing is a noble profession, become a nurse. So I'm fourth generation nurse, and all days back to my great grandma, Yoshida Tay. And I want to thank her that the blessings I'm able to receive, because I really love my profession, is back to her. So I want to go visit her grave and thank her personally. Because my great-grandmother, she sustained a big slap on her face by great-grandpa. Because great-grandma told her daughter, or my grandma, that, hey, you should become a nurse. And so they secretly had the daughter go to get the nursing exam done and she passed. She came home like, yeah, I got my entrance exam passed. I'm going to go into nursing school. But great grandpa didn't know about that. He was so pissed off because you know what? It was during the war, and they had 3 kids, and both of the kids, the two sons, they were already in the military, and one was a kamikaze pilot. So here's for sure you're going to be like, one of them is not going to come back from the war. And this second son, we don't know, he probably might not come back from the war too. And if you send our daughter as a nurse, she's going to be taken to the war zone to take care of the injured. And so she might die too. So he had that extreme fear that all 3 of their kids are going to die from the war. And he wanted to at least spare the daughter from any kind of like death. So when he heard that his daughter got accepted for nursing, he slapped great grandma's face so hard that it left a hand mark on her face. So I was like, oh my gosh, like the hardships of what they used to go through back then. Very abusive husbands, yeah. No wonder my Father's Day is not so much. But Hontoni, I really wanted to go to her grave and say thank you. Arigato. Anyways, I believe that without any doubt, great grandmother helped lead me to this path. Her DNA is in me. Her values are in me. And standing there, I want to thank her in person. And I got to do that. And I felt so happy. And I told my uncle, thank you so much for taking us here. And I even marked it on Google Maps, so if we ever have to go back again, I'll know exactly where that grave is. So, Hontoni, the experience made me question how much of what we call my life is actually mine. How much of it actually belongs to me? Because the language I speak was given to me. The values I hold were taught to me. And even the body that I live in was inherited. So what part of me is truly me alone? Mitama appreciation is not simply about remembering people who have passed away. It is about awakening to the realization that they are still participating in our lives. Every sacrifice they made, every hardship they endured, every prayer they offered, every act of kindness they've showed, those things continue to bear fruit even to today. Many people ask, what have my ancestors done for me? What did my ancestors do to me? Why do I have to go to the grave? Why do I have to even go to memorial service? I don't even believe in it. Like the people who have died already, they're gone, they're done. But perhaps the better question you may want to ask is, what would my life look like if they had done nothing? If your grandparents had never met, if your parents had never sacrificed, if your ancestors had given up during the difficult times, would you even be here today? The answer is no. We are not self-made people. We are ancestor-made people. We are community-made people. We are kami-sama-made people. And the older I become, the more I realize that I am simply one link to a very long chain, leading way, way back and leading way, way forward that I have not seen yet. And so today's Mitama service leaves us with an important question, not simply, do we appreciate our ancestors, but rather, what kind of ancestor are we becoming? 100 years from now, someone may look at your photograph, someone may inherit your faith, someone may benefit from the sacrifices you are making today. Someone may be leaving the answer to a prayer you are offering right now. What will you leave behind for them? Just as we have received blessings from those who came before us, we must become blessings for the people who will come after us. And so today, let us give thanks to our ancestors and even the people who are not even blood related. There are many, many people who are not blood related that we are here today. Let us give thanks for the Mitama spirits who continue to watch over us, and let us give thanks to Tenchi Kari no Kami-sama, our life force, for allowing us to be connected across generations to the precious gift of life. Arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you, this gone along, but thank you for your patience.
Thank you for coming to the service. In Japan, Father's Day. In Japan, we don't much service Father's Day. And this is also celebrate Mother's Day. This is Mother's Day comes next to Christmas. Maybe we call it mother's contribution for educating, raising children. Could be the reflection what mother do for the child. Okay. Few weeks ago, I just witnessed we were taking care of the grandson. Occasionally, a week, 2 or 3 times a week. One occasion, grandson, I did something nasty, so father responded. Then you read us, you don't have to score that much. But you want to do what? I mean, but actually, Edna, even if they did something wrong, they put all their time and shut. I did. Oh, that's it. You water. Anyway, that's that could be the responsibility of father. About few years ago, I witnessed on Father's Day a line of cars going to the cemetery, military cemetery. Oh, the people arrived celebrate Father's Day. That was my impression. Now that I remember those ministers in the past, okay, especially with the Reverend Miyazaki and Reverend Toshiko Postaki, the name minister of Ehime. When I was admitted to the Konko Amagi, Sensei at the Communist Church presented me to the Sensei as offering of young family, the appreciation of blessing the family received. So they said, Inochi no was. Maybe I could be offering to Kami-sama the appreciation of the of blessing young family received. It wasn't say receive as such. He treated me as an offering to Kami-sama. This could be very amazing. Usually some means could be maybe regular people may think of being human, being an offering, she's an offering is impossible. But the did that maybe for a general people it could be impossible. But he did. And after now that I really appreciate how could he receive me, make recommendation, accept me, offering to Kami-sama. Yeah, actually, I really think about this now. And one more thing I remember about the Kosaka sensei. He gave us message in Japanese. 先々と先を急ぐな。今を。先は今の続けない。Don't haste to achieve something great. But look at today and future is a continuation of what I have done today. And actually, maybe I have done this when I was first introduced, came over here 49 years ago. The first thing I did was turn on the light. I try to say thank you to Kami-sama the day I received. I've been trying to say thank you every day, every single day. I've never thought, oh, I should go back to Japan. Never. Maybe thanks to Book-sama. If wife said, oh, I want to go back, they have to give up. But in business, I could be here today. Really good. So we say in Japanese, so sorry. 今日までの御礼 say thank you for the blessing we have received to this day. If we do not say thank you today, this day, there's no future continuation. Thank you. So this is our day. You start saying thank you and keep on going. If I say, oh, I want to say thank you, then I will see my determination to thank you. My habit will tell me at that point. I think maybe in people business, I'll be able to continue saying thank you. ということが終わりました。ありがとうございました。
闇心が日金の神死に願い岡山はここにあり今月に来て頼み Blessed with all your heart come dispense again with faithful caring and harmony and joy will come always now and forever on this day pray.
Thank you.
Go to number 1.
Number page
147, number 10.
number 10.
はい、お母さん。
47.
Number 10.
Number 10. When I was going to go home on November 12, 1882, Tokugawa.
Tokunaga.
Tokunaga. I am returning home today. I would respectfully like to become a member of this Hiromai founder. There is no membership here. You should return home to start your own membership and practice faith. Tokunaga. If you say so, I will do so. I then left the Hiromai.
1. Tsugawa Haruo. Those practicing faith should use a cane of patience to support their faith and to prevent it from tottering.
Number 2, if you will practice faith, do it with the whole family.
Number 3, you can practice faith in Kami, but some things are beyond his power. Even ardent praying to Kami won't help you escape the consequences of breaking the law. Obey the laws of the government.
Or you needn't pay any taxes to receive Kami's divine blessings. Practice faith and that will be your taxes. Practice faith while believing that there are blessings by practicing faith.
Number 5, he who practices faith should pray for others before praying for himself. Then those he prays for will be saved, and he'll receive many divine blessings.
Number 6, in government, the wise will get closer to the top. In the village, the wise become village leaders and headmen. Similarly, if you practice faith with devotion, you will get closer to being like Kami-sama. Always practice faith well. Save people and receive divine blessings. You'll get closer to being like Kami-sama.
7. Forgetting your desire is not practicing faith. Look at those who practice the faith. Their deep compassion allows them to enjoy a great health and other things which will continue to their descendants. Those who practice faith should have then compassion and a true faith.
When I went almost 2 meters in front of the Konko in the Hiromai, he turned toward me and suddenly we come from quite a distance. Sumiyoshi is quite far from here. I was startled by these kind words since I hadn't given any greeting.
Oto-san.
My first thanks to my complete recovery from an illness is that you want to use your life for Kami sake. If you are taken, there will be no one to receive their blessing after you. You committed reverence toward those that are northwest, northeast, and into the southeast. When you built your house, return home quickly and hold with your family for the reverence. Pray to Kami-sama. He will allow you to do anything else protect you. Doing wrong and trying to avoid Kami will result in admonition. Then he gave you He said, Konko like Tenji kind of